If you spend the next 30 days following these tips I'm just about to share with you, they will help you reduce mindless snacking, get healthier, improve your body composition, and have more energy on the bike. In fact, if you master these tips, you'll be ahead of everybody that's following these trendy diets right now. And if you watch right to the end, I'll give you a bonus tip which will really help you stay on track with your body composition goals. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use these tips, why it's important to eat this one thing, and how to curb mindless snacking, and most importantly, why calories aren't the most important thing. So, let's get into it. If you don't want to crash the car, you need to take the wheel. What I mean by this is become aware of the foods and meals that make you feel fuller for longer and the ones that make you ravenous 20 minutes later. Here's a really good example. Now, I love scrambled eggs on toast, but if I eat them for breakfast, I'm always super hungry, fairly close to eating that meal. Now, my go-to now is porridge with berries, and I add some kind of protein, so nuts, some yogurt, and sometimes I have whey protein with it. Being more mindful and more self-aware about the foods that make you feel fuller and stop you from reaching for higher calorie snacks throughout the day can be a powerful way to manage your hunger and stick to your body composition goals. Eating adequate protein meals have been shown to reduce hunger and increase feelings of fullness from your meals that you eat. Plus, as I keep banging on about, eating adequate protein across the day is important for older cyclists to improve your recovery, maintain lean muscle mass, and drive greater training adaptations. So, how much should you be eating? Between 1.6 grams to 1.8 grams of protein per kg of body weight, spread evenly across the day. This is a great challenge I give to the cyclists I coach when they need to work on their body composition. I can guarantee you, if you work on this, it's going to help you eat in a way that you'll be more healthy, and it's a win-win for my mind, keeping you on track with your diet. Essentially, you're creating the biggest meal that you can in terms of food volume that is low in calories and still hitting your protein target. Food swaps are a straightforward concept. Instead of eating a high calorie pudding or treat, you go for a lower calorie alternative. Now, personally, I like the idea of food trades because I've got a really sweet tooth. So what is a food trade? Instead of eating all the chocolate bars in the packet that you bought, and let's face it, that can happen, what you do is you eat one, but you trade the others for a more healthier alternative. So things like chopped up apple and strawberries within that chocolate bar. And what that does, it means that it's satisfying your sweet tooth, but you're adding more food volume for less calories. What that does is it keeps you full and keeps you healthy. It's a win-win in my book. I bet if you think deeply about this, there are some deep-rooted habits and rituals that we all do weekly that derail our best efforts. That Friday cheeky glass of wine that turns into a bottle and then a whole family-sized packet of crisps. That whole little lot can add up to 1,800 calories, which if you've been dieting modestly over 5 days, let's say 350 calories, leaves you right back at the start of Monday, which is why some people never change their shape or weight. Now, I'm not saying that you can't eat these things or never have a glass of wine again, because look, let's face it, life's too boring if you do that. It's for living. But be really mindful how these habits can derail your best intentions. This tip can help you stop snacking on high-calorie foods, and it's something that I put into place and it really works. Take all your sweet treats, crisps, chocolates, biscuits, flapjacks, whatever you like, and don't have them in plain sight. What I tend to do is I take all of these things and I put them in a separate drawer, which means I have to consciously go to them. And that way I'm making a decision that I really want to have the sweet treat, rather than unconsciously picking at higher calorie foods throughout the day. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't eat these things because, again, life's too short, but being in control, in the driver's seat, puts you consciously in your decision making rather than unconsciously overeating. If you say to someone, don't stare at that yellow elephant that's just walked into the coffee shop, everybody's going to stare at that yellow elephant. And the same thing is for if someone turns around and say, you are never allowed to eat this food again. Super restricting foods and making people feel like they can never eat anything again is not helpful, and it's been shown that it ruins people's diets. So what I try and get people to think about is thinking about when they're in certain situations where they can say, look, I'm not going to eat this now, but it's not off the table. So at some point when I'm out with my friends or where I'm in a social environment where it's around me, I'm going to eat it then. I'm going to really enjoy it. So it's not about eating it all the time, but it's just deciding not now, but later. Again, what that's doing is making you really mindful of your food choices, and it's firmly putting you back in the driver's seat. If you implement these tips for the next 30 days, let me know how you get on. And if you want to know the exact training that I've done that got me a PB up Sarcolobra and keeps me fast on my bike, then I made a video about that training and it's coming up next.